Hey guys, thank you for watching. This is Breaking Burke. It is my houseplant and gardening channel here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've been seeing this question a lot recently and I figured I would make a video on it to put people at ease. What do you do if you didn't get around to planting your bulbs yet and you should, or you feel you should? Well, you could always store them if you think you have it down. They do have to stay moist, but not wet, so I mean, if you have them somewhere, make sure they haven't dried out or developed mold. I don't really care to store bulbs. I don't dig anything up and keep it because it doesn't work for me. It's not worth the effort, and if something dies in my garden, yes, it is a little sad, but two, it's a new hole in the garden where you can find something else that may work. So I did start these inside. Who knows, I hardened up or tried to harden off a couple. I'll show you one that I tried to harden off and it didn't work. This one here, if you can see, it is burnt. I had to cut off a few other leaves to try and make it look prettier, but if I cut that one off, it's going to be the end of it. But you can see here, there's another eye there, one there, and right here in the front there's another one. So there's at least 4 or 5 eyes on this one clump. I tried starting these inside. These are a giant canna. It comes out with, they say purple foliage. To me it looks a little red, green, depending how much sun it gets. That variety blooms red. On the end I have a King Humbert. It's yellow canna bloom with orange splashes on green foliage. This one here, if you can see, it'll probably burn in the sun, but we'll try it anyway. That's why I put it towards the center. Maybe it'll give it a little protection and keep it from scorching too bad. But that is a Stuttgart canna. Like I said, green, white, and cream variegation, and that's supposed to have like a peach colored bloom. Then I have this, which is a bulb, guys. So they do grow pretty fast, and since these are tropical and actually could be grown in aquatic situations, the more water you give this, the quicker it will grow. Now, I'm not saying that's true with everything. Some things do have their limits and they can get waterlogged or rot, so do your research on what you want to be flooding. And I'm not going to flood them. I just said I could if I wanted to, if I want to see some quick growth. Now, as far as burying them, I did put them a little thicker than is suggested. The reason I did that is because I don't want to wait 2-3 years for them to fill out. Some of these aren't supposed to come back in my area. A couple say they might. I'm going to throw mulch over it and leave it and hope for the best anyway, but you never know. I do have a bucket here of some finished manure that I'm going to work in as well. So I'm going to throw that on top of the stuff that I dug out of the hole. Now, you don't want to just throw in straight compost like that because you will burn your plants. Make sure you take your shovel and mix it in with the backfill, and then just bury them at their suggested depth. For canna lilies, I think what the package said was 4 to 6 inches, so I did that. This hasn't been planted recently, this area here. This is actually where my compost pile was, so I'm expecting these to take off pretty happily. Who knows, I could be surprised. But nothing too crazy here, just if you have bulbs and they've been in packaging for a while, because either you got them clearance or you got them late or you forgot about them, misplaced them, whatever. Depending on the type of bulb, I would say soak it for at least a half hour in some water. If you've got a water soluble fertilizer, that can help too. It can help wake them up. There is a chance they could still bloom, like hostas, lilies, things of that sort, but there is also a chance, like in my area, if I plant things too late, the sun will burn the buds or the plant just aborts and they just dry up and fall off. So you do want to make sure you're mindful. There's no guarantees in life, especially in gardening, but would you want to leave your fish out of water for 6 months or a year till you can get around to putting them in a bowl? Probably not. Best place for these is in the ground. If you get them in the ground, awesome. Now remember, if you are in an area where you got to lift them in the fall anyway, keep them in a contained area, maybe even in a container. Throw them in a container with some potting soil. If they grow and bloom, nice. If not, well, you can always leave them in the container and store them in a garage or something over the winter and bring them back out. You have your display done for next year. Or, I mean, like I say, there's always a chance they could rot. That's a chance you take by missing your window of opportunity, but plants are resilient just like people. They want to survive, they don't want to die, so they will do anything in their power to be able to do that. You provide them some soil, some fertilizer, and regular watering, they should bounce back. Cannas here are usually pretty quick growing, so hopefully I should have something to show you guys soon. I do plan on planting more, I just didn't want to have you out here for this whole thing, but thank you for watching.